It's time for a vacation. Not. Hey everybody, welcome to Metroid 4, aka Metroid Fusion. Since Nintendo is no longer seemingly copyright flagging videos on YouTube, that seems to have opened a floodgate for videos. Just commentaries, things of that sort. And of course, Metroid is my favorite game series. That should be obvious for anyone who takes a look at my username. But anyway, let's get into this. Start. Metroid Fusion obviously isn't one of my favorite Metroid games. I do believe if you want to know what my favorite Metroid games are, link in the description below. I'd been assigned to watch over Biologics research team, so I once again found myself on the service of SR388. Of course, it is a fairly good Metroid game, if only it wasn't so linear. It may be slightly less plot-driven. In that, I mean there's a ton of dialogue in this game. Thankfully, the core of the game is still excellent. So, you know, it's just a nitpick. It's just a little bump. It was there that I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, the parasitic organism we now know as X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness and my ship had drifted into an asteroid belt. They did the best they could with technology at the time. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biological's vessel recovered it and transported me to Galactic Federation HQ. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suit. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. Then, someone found a cure. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. It seems that the Federation had managed to preserve a cell culture from the last infant Metroid from SR388. The serum was prepared and injected without delay. The X parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. This is why Other M's writing was kind of bad, because it kind of ruined this. Because Samus should have already known that they had taken DNA from that Metroid. As for me, one life ended, yet I survived. Reborn is something different. It kind of retcons itself. It can't even stay consistent to the thing that it's a prequel to. So even from a writing standpoint, Other M is pretty bad. Pondering this fact, I realize I owe the Metroid hatchling my life twice over. We'll soon be arriving at the BSL research station. I must prepare for docking. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the Biological Space Labs, or BSL, research station. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this awoke a nameless fear in my heart, and now I'm being sent there to investigate. My mission on the BSL station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt, computerized CEO is something I have to bear, as was a condition of my taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is the second time I found myself having to do so. It makes me recall my other CEO. Yeah, like I said in my review of Other M, Metroid Other M isn't the worst thing ever, but it has some real problems. Especially if you compare it to this. If you consider both of these games part of canon, yeah, there's some huge plot holes that need to be addressed. Like, this is the second time she's been ordered. So, is Other M the second time, or did that... Obviously, it didn't count at the time. There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR388, as well as parts of your suit infested by the X parasites. The cause of the explosion is yet unclear. Investigate. The quarantine bay is here. Move quickly and quietly. You are still unable to use your latent abilities. Don't forget that, Samus. Stop at the navigation room on the way. Uplink from there. Is your objective clear? Now, go to the quarantine bay. Actually, I agree with what a lot of other people are saying, and for many reasons, that I think Other M would have been better off if it had taken place before she really became a bounty hunter, when she was still working for Adam in the Galactic Federation military, because not that much would have changed. She still would have had to listen to him, and really not all that much would have to change, except for the fact that it wouldn't have been right after she sacrificed, after the Metroid sacrificed itself to kill Mother Brain. So some of the themes may be a little bit different. She wouldn't have to keep saying the baby, the baby, the baby over and over again. But you know, other than that, it would have mostly been the same. They could have just said the Galactic Federation wanted to weaponize Metroids for their own purposes. The quarantine bay is ahead. Biosigns are confirmed. Be careful. I can't believe I'm using my same charismatic voice with the robot. I need to sound more stilted. I need to sound more stilted so that it's clear that it's an artificial unit that I am concurring. You gotta love the atmosphere, though. I mean, they tried something different here, and it worked. So in that sense, it actually does a little bit better than Metroid Zero Mission. Sorry, I'm trying to think of words here. In that sense, Metroid Fusion is, in most regards, I think Metroid Zero Mission is the better Metroid for Game Boy Advance, but in terms of atmosphere, Fusion definitely has it down. It definitely makes you feel a lot more tense than Zero Mission did. This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team were infected by X parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. Before the explosion, a security sensor scanned one. The gelatinous X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroids were the main predators of the X. That's why the vaccine works so quickly and so well. But it has also changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X parasites without a host by merely touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue free X parasites when you possibly can. This station is home to many species, some violent ones. We must keep the X out of the breeding environments at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I am already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you are only at 10% battle capacity. Your chance of survival is extremely low. The Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Is your objective clear? Now get going. I've released the lock on level 0 hatches. Look for the blinking hatches. But actually, in a way, this is kind of a bit of a plot hole with Samus Returns, if you consider that it seems as though the Chozo intended for you to destroy the Metroids because they basically built their systems around it. I mean, if that's the case, then that kind of introduces a plot hole within Metroid Samus Returns as well, because why would they intend for her to destroy all the Metroids, but, you know, basically leave everyone vulnerable to the X-Parasites? Wouldn't that just leave everyone screwed? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Maybe they should have thought about that when they made that mechanic. I have received news from HQ. They can support you with downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. Is your objective clear? With missiles, your chance of survival clings to 20%. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they were trying to do with Metroid Samus Returns, implying that the Chozos wanted you to destroy the Metroids. At least that's how it seems to me. It seems as though they actually wanted you to destroy the Metroids, because why else would they set that up specifically and intentionally so that it would seem as though you had to destroy the Metroids, all the ones in an area, to get to the next area? It's almost as if extermination was on their mind. But then again, maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I just need to shut up. Obviously, it's not a deal breaker. That computer reminds me of a gruff Federation CEO I served with undernamed Adam Malkovich. He called me lady on missions. From anyone else, it would have sounded sarcastic, but Adam made it sound dignified. Out of respect and with some irony, I named the computer after him. Yeah, that's very unfortunate, Samus. I'm sure it was intended that she named it. I'm sure this backstory was meant to say when she was still in the galactic military. I doubt other M was even consideration at this point. I doubt they even thought that Samus would end up having to go back and do a return mission with Adam. I'm pretty sure... Oh, okay. I shouldn't have stopped. The data room is just ahead. Got it. Got it, robot. It seems a little silly that you can download upgrades, but hey, it's better than, say, I cannot use my Various suit yet, for Adam did not authorize it. I cannot use my Morph Ball, for Adam did not authorize it. I cannot use my protective abilities, for Adam did not authorize it. Electrical interferences have knocked out the elevators on the main deck. This may be related to the X. I'll work on it. As for you, try to find another way to the target. It's located here. I'm reading huge biosigns, so I hope your missiles work. To reload missiles, you can use a recharge station or absorb a special type of X-parasite. I'm going to make this text green to make it insanely obvious which X-parasite you need to absorb. You'll see them. Try it out. Is your objective clear? Missiles are your only hope. Don't hesitate to use them. Now find a way to the target. You got it, boss. Of course, there's really no reason to use missiles unless you absolutely need to. Unless you have enemies that are too tough for normal weapons. Just saying. You know, like that. Well, I guess it's time to climb, right? For example, that enemy, there's no reason to use it on him. Yeah, whatever, you stupid zombie. Okay, there's nothing for me there, of course. But there is something for me here. And if I remember correctly... Yep. 2 missile tanks already. I think the game may be encouraging me to use missiles. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert. Dang it. There you go. Dang it. Take that. That's what you freaking get. Whoa. I was about to say. Were they gonna stack up and make a super zombie? That'd be crazy if it did. Just saying. Well, I guess I may as well use this opportunity to save, right? You never know what's gonna happen. Like the game crashing, like games tend to do on me. Although, I've had new RAM for a while now, so theoretically speaking that shouldn't be happening, but emulators are by their very nature unstable, so I guess that's just something I have to get used to. You can technically get through that. Yeah, you can. That's if you want to do a minimum run. But I don't want to do a minimum run right now. I don't feel like it. Especially since I already picked up 2 tanks, so it's kind of late. Don't you think? Take this! Ah, this guy from Metroid 2. Take this. I did it for that purpose. Dang it. Take this. Take this. Take this, you fiend. The only reason I wasn't using missiles is because I still need to be able to hit its weak point. Although they are giving me a lot of missile X parasites, so maybe I shouldn't have bothered. Yeah, they make it very hard to dodge that core. You have to really be good at timing. More so than me, of course. Morph ball ability recovered. Press twice to morph. I know how to morph. You think I don't know how to morph? Transform and roll out! Samus? Let's be real. That's basically what Samus is doing here. She's literally transforming and rolling out. Sorry. Hello, you little freaks. Ah, it feels so good to be back. I wonder what's in here. Oh, a recharge station, huh? I guess that's cool. I get a mild amount of missiles back. Hooray! Well, I may as well save, right? You know, while I'm in the neighborhood. I'm saving too much. And I say that even though I'm only using the designated save stations. I'm not even using save states. I mean, why would you even need to use save states for this game? This isn't the hardest game in the world. Samus, it's as I feared. The breeding environments have been invaded by X parasites. Sector 1, SRX, shows several abnormalities on biosensors. Sector 1 is a simulation of the SR388 ecosystem. To get there, take the main elevator to the access shaft and use elevator 1. Is your objective clear? Use the navigation room just inside for further briefing. I'm not sure, but I think that whoever allowed the X in the environment may also be linked to the earlier explosion. I know who did it. And we're about to find out who it is. Also, prepare to meet an old friend. It's Ridley. Ridley's dead. Okay, that is one thing that I will admit Other M kinda did well. It actually showed what happened to Ridley. You know, how he got here. Because it goes from Super Metroid, you basically blowing him up, to him somehow being frozen. So I will give Other M props for that. It did give a reasonable explanation for what happened to Ridley. He turned into basically a dried out husk. Although, apparently, I guess there was enough left in him for the X-Parasite to devour. If he was a shell. Maybe his DNA was all over the shell, I don't know. But anyway, it did show a probable explanation. Also, pupilless eyes. They always denote evil, as well as the dead. It's basically meant to look like a corpse version of Samus. Also, this is Samus at her strongest. In other words, not good. Clearly the elevator's down. Because we have to have some contrived reason. We have to have some contrived reason to not be able to go back. This game's a little too linear for its own good. It sometimes locks doors behind you. It's not as bad as Other M, where Other M just seemed to literally lock doors one step behind you. But it does seem to be pretty linear in that it only lets you go through one sector at a time. The main elevator leading to the access shaft has been severely damaged. It will be totally unusable for some time, unfortunately. Some unknown agent is at work. Something very powerful. Certainly not human. I'll report when I know more. Now listen closely. The X in Sector 1 have invaded the atmospheric stabilizers. They must want to alter the environment to suit their needs. They are already reproducing. Clear out all atmospheric stabilizers to stop them. Is your objective clear? Now get moving. Obviously, this isn't even close to all they're doing, but this will help. They're trying to reproduce environment conditions that are to their advantage. What they're really trying to do is reproduce so that they can take over that much quicker. Which is why I must stop them. Take this. Oh boy. Take that. I'm not even gonna go after the big one. Also, there's actually an Easter egg in this. Although if you notice in the top left corner, there's a GameCube. Well, there was. I'll show it off more in the next one, or you could have just paused. That works too. Ha! Take that. That's another thing I have to give Samus Returns credit for. I'm not sure if that enemy existed in Metroid 2. I don't think I played enough of Metroid 2 to actually remember. I don't think those enemies existed in the original Metroid 2, but I do know it's in the 3DS remake because I fought against them. Anywho. Okay, let's go up there. Die. Easy peasy. Anyway, you can see... Okay, now it's to the upper right this time. You can see a GameCube up there. Pretty cool, right? Atmospheric stabilizer online. 3 units malfunctioning. 2 down, 3 more to go. No problemo. Now it's time for me to get down to business. Wow. Even that enemy was was used in Samus Returns. I remember having to deal with that enemy a lot. I think I remember it. It's just been a while, so I don't have perfect memory. Oh, right. I forgot. I can fast forward this. That's always helpful, right? Oh boy. I'm surprised this room isn't hurting me. It's weird. I guess it's because they wanted you to be able to grab this. Or maybe the lava just isn't prevalent enough to make the room hot enough to hurt me for some reason. There's space pirates afoot. Even when the space pirates are gone, there's still a royal pain in my arse. They're the ones from Super Metroid, obviously. Ouch. Why would you do that to me, huh? Here's the third one. Yeah, you gotta use these ladders a lot. There you go. Dang it. There you go. 2 more to go. No problem. There we go. If you look in the background, you can actually see the original creatures that they contaminated to make these X-Parasite knockoffs. I assume those are the originals back there. Those ones are not infected. There you go. Obviously, you can't get down there yet. Huh. This is faster than I thought. Take that. 1 unit still malfunctioning. We're in the home run now. Prick. Quit spitting on me. I really don't appreciate it. How'd you like if I spit on you, huh? Nice. They're just handing these out, aren't they? No conditions, no nothing. You just grab them. I guess that's good, right? Wait, how do I get down there? Probably like this. Ah, okay. There's an opening. There's an opening, everybody. Good news. Dang it. I forgot what the red ones do. I'm sure I'll remember. Or maybe they just make better enemies. There you go. You screwball. Douchebag. Yeah, whatever. I killed you, so who's laughing now, huh? What do you know? A door. Yeesh. Good to know this isn't convoluted or anything. Fine, forget it. Right. There you go. Okay, that works too, I guess. As long as I can grab it. Yeah, I'm aware of what this is. This is the charge beam. I may as well save, right? You can never be too careful. Especially in this game. That's why I'm taking every precaution. Minus the times where I didn't. Oh boy. Dang it. Dang it. There you go. Freaking eyeball. Dang it. Stupid thing. Would you knock it out? Knock it out, not knock me out. Ah, right, that's the one that restores all your stats. Obviously, that's a fake. What a prick, huh? Yeah, once you get new beams, you have to fight a completely different type of core. This is just introducing you to that fact. Thankfully, they don't give you any other bosses to have to fight before you get it, so that's sort of a tutorial. This is how you do tutorials the right way. You introduce people to the concept, in a relatively non-threatening way. And from there, you're good. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Now I don't even need missiles to destroy you, because charged shots work the same. Also, you can use this for a pseudo screw attack, and that only works if you're rolling. See, it worked. It worked for the first one. Also, you can use these to substitute for missiles over here. Ah, forget it. But I got so many missile tanks that I shouldn't have to require. Atmospheric level stable. Not too bad. Truly, this is an enjoyable experience, even this one. That's right, give me your missiles. Dang it. I hope I get the spacer beam at some point. Wouldn't that be lovely? Oh, look at that. It's a crack in the wall to tell you that, hey, maybe you should go in there. Huh, actually worked. Now I just have to be a master at wall jumping. Not quite. I almost made it. You have to have good timing, too. There we go, okay. It requires a little better timing than I remember, but I made it. What counts is that you made it. Now all I gotta do is go back. That was a nice addition to the series. Being able to grab onto ledges, it makes things a lot more convenient. Because otherwise, you could just barely miss, and that would suck. Take that. You can actually destroy one of their wings this way, if you have a missile. See? It works. It just works. And unlike the creation engine, it actually does work. Ah, Todd Howard, you are a joke. Here you go. Take this. You know, no matter how many of you group up, you're still just an inferior blob. An inferior piece of tissue. You cannot possibly hope to stand up to me. It just cannot be done, Captain. It cannot be done, sir. Well, I guess it's time to move on, right? Atmospheric stabilizers online, but many X have already made to other sectors, it seems. In particular, Sector 2, the tropical habitat, shows abnormalities. I suspect the X entered this sector with the help of our unseen saboteur. He or it may be in TRO now. Samus, get over there. We need you to put an end to this. Is your objective clear? Start moving. I'll brief you the TRO navigation room. You got it, boss. Whatever floats your boat. As I listened to the briefing, my thoughts turned to Adam. The real Adam understood me. Well, he would end orders by saying, "Any objections, lady?" He knew I wouldn't disagree. That was just his way of noting our trust. I wonder if I can trust this computer, too. Any objections, milady? Do you have any objections, milady? TRO. The tropical sector. It's time for a vacation. Not. At least they save you the trouble of having to find things out. I have learned the identity of our mysterious saboteur. Samus, it's an X mimicking you. I have named it the SAX. I believe the SAX came from the capsule containing your infected suit parts. It used a power bomb to escape the quarantine bay. That explosion breached the capsules containing all the X that started this disaster. But the SAX is definitely our biggest worry right now. The SAX is mimicking you at full power. You can't face it. If you see the SAX, just run. Don't think about fighting. You are still very vulnerable to cold, an unexpected side effect of the Metroid vaccine. Well, actually, humans are vulnerable to the cold too, but whatever. Like Metroids, you can be frozen by an ice beam. Pretty sure if you hit someone with an ice beam, they'll be frozen. Am I right, Samus? Of course, the SAX is armed with the ice beam. Stay away. If you see it, just run. HQ says they have bomb data ready in the data room. Bombs will help you find a way out if the SAX traps you. The data room is here, but it's sealed by a level 1 hatch. You'll have to find the security room and release the level 1 locks. But per safety protocols, it's not marked on the map. You'll have to find it on your own somehow, Samus. So first, find the security room and unlock level 1 hatches. Then go to the data room and get that bomb data. Is your objective clear? Keep an eye out for the SAX. And I will be saying, that is it. I'm going to end this here because I have run over my time limit. So, I'm definitely going to be playing this to full because I am the Metroid junkie after all. So, until then, that is it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Make sure to spread this video around like the SAX, and I will see you next time. Now, go out there and capitalize on life. Peace out, have a good one, and have a nice and pleasant day. If you enjoyed the content and want to stay up to date, I upload 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. You can also subscribe and hit the bell icon, or just check out the end screens right here.